Yo, what's going on, crew? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Serrano. Make sure you guys stay locked in because today we're going to be taking a look at the Umidigi Power 7 Max. Stay locked in with me. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I was checking out this phone on Amazon called the Umidigi Power 7 Max, and this thing has some really solid features, so make sure you stay to the end of the video. But one of the highlighted features I wanted to talk about was the 6.7-inch display as well as the 10,000 milliamp hour battery. So make sure you stay to the end of the video, and if you're brand new, I truly appreciate you for coming through and joining the crew. To subscribe and get notified for more videos just like this. But if you're already a part of the crew, so let's just jump into the unboxing of the Umidigi Power 7 Max. Okay, so it's actually pretty heavy when it comes to the box in weight or whatever, because this device is actually 286 grams of weight, which is pretty substantial when it comes to the territory of smartphones. All right, so just holding the box in my hand, I can feel the weight to it. Comes in a yellow box, and this is you know what I'm saying, as far as the weight of here, it's actually it's extraordinary when it comes to the weight. It's definitely different. It's definitely pretty hefty, really heavy. And now I'm gonna read you some of the specs on the back of here, but before we jump into the specs on the back of here, do me a, you know what I'm saying, a solid. I just want to remind you to make sure you hit the like button so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Every single like helps the channel. But let's just jump right back into the specs on the back of here. So this thing is powered by the T610, which is basically a processor that is made by a company called UNISOC. So it's the UNISOC Tiger T610. So that is an octa-core processing chip, 6GB of RAM, Android 11, 128 gigabytes of you know what I'm saying, internal storage, 2 nano SIMs or nano SIM with the TF card or the SD card, as we like to call it, right? 6.7-inch HD plus display, 720 by 1650. As far as the overall you know what I'm saying, display on here, right? We're gonna get into the unboxing right now, so make sure you know what I'm saying, you hit the like button. If you're still here, just type in the comment section down below, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me and rocking with me. Okay, so without any further more talking, this thing does have 11 4G bands, so it will be compatible with most AT&T networks and T-Mobile networks. The ones I like to use are Mint Mobile and Straight Talk AT&T. Okay, so I'll leave cheap links down below where you could actually purchase a SIM and use that SIM card with this phone. Okay, so check the links in the bottom so you could check that out, as well as the links for the phone at the bottom. All right, so let's just go ahead and take a look at some of the more features on here. Okay, so this thing does have a 48 megapixel camera, 10 watts charging, so it's not the fastest in the entire world, right? But it does tell me to cut right here and right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop the top. Okay, so let's go ahead. It does say Beyond Dreams on the side of the box. I don't know if you can see that, and then has some more specs on the bottom, and then it does say Beyond Dreams right there on the other side, and then that's pretty much everything. So let me just throw this off to the side, right? And then at the top of the phone, you are greeted with some more specs. Okay, so like I said before, 10,000 milliamp hour battery, 6.7 inches, right? And then you're gonna get the 48 megapixel with the 8 megapixel wide angle camera with the 5 megapixel for macro, but there's no depth sensor, than the 16 megapixel front. And then anti-fingerprint texture, independent button, and 4G with NFC on board. So that's pretty crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna take the phone out, and this thing is a chunky guy. It's an extremely chunky guy. It does look like we get a lot of features in here like that come with it, so it's not just the phone or whatever. but I want to pop my SIM card in here and start using it so that I could test it out and test out the battery or whatever. And we're gonna turn this thing on in just a second, but first we're greeted with the Power 7 Max, you know what I'm saying, pamphlet. You do get your, right here it's taped inside of the box, you do get your SIM card remover tool. You do get your 10 watts fast charging brick or whatever. It's not fast charging because I consider anything above 15 watts fast charging. So this is just your standard 10 watts charging brick with your, you know what I'm saying, red cable, which is a sweet color with the highlighted black tips. So that's actually pretty sick that they did provide you with the cable, but just keep in mind this is the Type C joint right here. So it's gonna be like Type C on right here that you're gonna plug that in. Dual Type C's or whatever, you know what I'm talking about? So it's gonna plug into there and then plug into your phone. So that's actually pretty sick that they did it like that, because usually it's Type A or whatever. So I think that's pretty cool, but make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm gonna be unboxing the phone at this point. So, you know what I'm saying, right now, let's go ahead and take a look at this device. And it does basically show you the customizable button right here on the side with the branded. There's a case on here, 48 megapixels at the top, flashes in the back of there, 5 megapixel shooter on the back of here, 8 megapixel right here underneath. So you get the wide angle, then you get the macro, and then you get the volume keys right here. Then you get the power button with the fingerprint sensor locked in with it. And then check out how chunky this guy is. You get the flexible TPU case. So this is like pretty much just to avoid scratches. There's no protection with this except for scratches. If you drop it, it's pretty much a wrap. But when it comes to the display, I'm gonna peel this off, and there is a screen protector underneath there. So I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna actually put this inside of the box or whatever, and just pop that there or whatever. Put the case there for on the side, and look how chunky this dude is. So this does have the Type C on here. I'm gonna peel off the sticker. I'm not sure why people always keep these on here. I guess they're, you know, planning to return it or whatever. But I'm gonna. Damn, there's some sticker residue on there, so let me just put that back on. I'll take that off later. All right, let me see. There is, okay, this is what I was talking about. You can actually take this piece off or whatever. So all right, cool. So it does actually state Beyond Dreams on the back of here. It's like this rose gold color, which is actually pretty solid with the Umidigi right underneath it. This thing does have dual mics, one at the top, one at the bottom, Type C, single firing speaker. I'm gonna give this dude some juice real quick, and then you can see we have the SIM card slot with the power keys here and the fingerprint sensor here. And it doesn't feel too crazy when it comes to weight or whatever, but this thing is a chunky guy and it does stand up by itself. That's pretty crazy. That's how thick it is when it comes to the overall size of this thing. So you can see right here what I'm talking about, but this thing stands up, which is pretty crazy. I like that part. I really like that part. And you can see how chunky this dude is or whatever. The display is like one of those in-cell displays or whatever, so it kind of sits on the top or whatever. You can see what I'm talking about. Like this is like 2 millimeters of screen popping out of here. And then I'm gonna click the start button or whatever and skip the mobile phone part, and then I'm gonna put my SIM card after the video ends, but it's at 94%, which is pretty wicked. And then let me just go ahead and enter my you know what I'm saying, my password for this dude, okay? But let me just shut up real quick so I could type my password in correctly. So it does say internet has been connected. This thing doesn't feel as heavy as I thought or whatever, but it's got a nice feel in the hand. Android 11 is supposed to be on board. We do get NFC on this dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. So one of the other things that I did notice is it has voice over LTE, FM radio, headphone jack, NFC. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is it has Bluetooth 5.0. You feel what I'm saying? So everything that you pretty much would need to get started is on here, right? So that's something that I really do like. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna test this thing out. It does have like all the Wi-Fi, the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi and the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so you can get faster speeds if you do have the faster Wi-Fi connection in your crib or whatever, or in your office or something like that. But just keep in mind this won't have 5G, so I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But I'm gonna hit don't copy. Then I'm gonna go through some of the features like the camera and the other features that are attached to this thing, and then we're gonna wrap up the video. But one of the things I do like is it does have this customizable power key or whatever, which is gonna be pretty solid. I'm gonna skip to this part right here just so we could get to the end of the video faster. But if you're still here, just type in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me, okay? And I'm gonna accept this part. But it does say that I have to enter my screen lock. But also, you know what I'm saying? I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we could beat the YouTube algorithm. But let me just jump into the password part. So I'm gonna go ahead, create a pin, 4-digit pin, boom, and then confirm it, boom. And then it says right here, put your fingerprints on here. So let's hit next, right? So this is the part where you would just do that, and you do feel like a haptic vibration inside of this thing, which is pretty solid. So I'm kind of scared if you know, it does feel kind of heavy. It does have a screen protector, but that's only for scratches, not drops. And then the case is kind of fragile too. So the only thing about this thing is that you would have to be kind of careful not to drop it face down, because when heavy phones hit the floor, it's like a complete catastrophe or whatever. So just want to throw that out there. But the good thing is that this phone is like about $219 depending on where you pick it up, so it's going to be a pretty solid price. But let's just check out some of the features on here. So play protect is turned on. When I scroll down, I got my Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, do not disturb flashlight, and auto rotate, as well as my dark theme, airplane mode, location, screencast, and screen recorder, NFC, screenshot, nearby share. Click your option here for more. You get the SIM 1, SIM 2 hotspot. You do get eye comfort and ultra savings mode, as well as bedtime mode, focus mode, and storage by files by Google. And then you get your Google folder here. You get your Duo. I'm going to put that in the Google folder. And the Assistant, I'm going to put that in the Google folder. And I'm going to put the Play Store inside of the Google folder. And then right here, you do get your contacts, clock, calendar, settings. Let's go back. You hear that annoying sound. Let's change that real quick. So we're going to go to, we're going to go to sounds on here. And then just go to the notifications, right? Hit advanced though, so you could see what I'm talking about. Default notifications, I don't like that one whatsoever. That's actually better. Let's just turn that one on. You get the dial pad here option, touch feedback, vibration feedback. So where were we at before? We checked out all those features. We got the sound recorder, calendar, FM radio files or whatever. And that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. Click here, you get your home screen settings where you can pull down the notification and everything like that, and show the dynamic calendar icon, and you get the home screen app drawer. Let's turn on the app drawer. So just keep in mind that it doesn't have that when you first turn on the device, but this thing is feeling really smooth or whatever, so I really do like that part. And I'm going to jump inside of the camera, and it says right here that you have a swipe or click the next mode feature, so you can start to capture, and you get some really cool features to just begin with: macro, night mode, QR code scanner, interval filter, time lapse video. When you click the video settings or whatever, it's going to give you 1080, 720, and 480, as well as video stabilization, video stabilization. So just turn that on, and then face detect as well. And then that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover as far as that part, right? Burst, capture, pro, and panorama. And then the portrait mode I noticed isn't on here for the rear, for that, you know what I mean? So that's just throw that out there. Just wanted to make sure you guys are well aware of that part. On the front part, it doesn't have that portrait mode either. So I just want to, you just keep in mind though, it does have this part where it says Pro, and you could always mess around with the autofocus part, which is cool. So you could always get that blur effect with that. So you see what I'm saying? So it'll blur out the foreground, but not really the background. So let's just take a photo right here with the Pro mode. And then I'm gonna flip it around. You can see we do get auto detect for the white balance, and auto right here or whatever. Let me see if you get the panel mode, and you get the burst mode, you get the capture mode, and I just want to see you get the wide angle mode right here, which is kind of cool. I really like that part. Auto HDR mode, let's turn that on, and then let's flip the camera around and then take a portrait, or actually just eye cap, because there's no portrait mode on here. But let's go to the right here. You can see you get, let me see what the zoom is on this thing. You get 2x zoom on the burst mode. On the capture mode, let me click this part. I'm going to turn off the wide angle camera, and you do get 2x zoom. That looks pretty accurate. Let's turn it to the front. And this looks really accurate. This looks really solid on the front. I'm going to take a picture of my face real quick. Look how accurate this looks. That looks solid. I like the front cameras on the front and back. So I'm just gonna have a blast when it comes to this, but leave a comment down below. Let me know the buttons feel solid on here as well. The phone feels pretty sturdy in the hand as well. So I'm gonna check you guys in the next video and keep you up to date on the battery performance of this thing. But fingerprint is actually pretty fast right now. And I just want to check to see if it has the facial recognition, but there's no LED light on here or nothing like that. So let's just go right here where it says Android. It's on the January 5th, 2022 Android 11 right now, with no software updates available at the very moment. But when we go into security, it does have facial ID on here, which is pretty solid. So I'm just gonna do my PIN, and you can see you could register your face right here. And that took like less than a second or whatever. So let's test that out. There we go. So it did unlock, but this is the quick first look with the Umidigi Power 7 Max. Stay locked in for another video, but make sure you hit the like button on your way out and subscribe and get notified for more videos. Watch a video here or here, and I'm gonna get right back with you. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you are, have a great night. Later, group. Peace.